Hey, everybody. Thanks for coming back. This is the All Meat, Holy Anchovies podcast.
Do you remember that time we were on our way to the Survivor something? I don't remember what it was. Were you playing the pseudo Survivor?
That year I was playing.
And I don't know where, somehow we were getting on the same plane. And I was on the plane. They were closing the door. You were not there yet. And you come running in at the last minute. And then you sat in between the two people. They were so disappointed to see you.
No, I think it was just one, but I had to sit by the window. I tried to get the lady to go sit by the window.
Oh, that's right.
Because, I was
heaving, walk all over.
And it's probably sweaty. And there's nothing like walking on a plane when everyone's on
and they're waiting
to go, and they have to open the door.
You know why they let you in? You know why we hadn't left yet?
Because you told them.
Because I told him. I'm texting him right now, and he's running.
Oh my gosh! So it was called the Durham Warriors Survival Challenge.
That's right.
It was a great charity put on by Survivor winner Bob Crowley and a bunch of great people. But anyway, it's because we sat on the Norfolk tarmac for like 45 minutes to an hour.
Oh yeah.
And I think I only had an hour anyway. And then when I ran off that plane, wherever we landed, I want to say it was New Jersey or New York or something. I don't remember where it was.
Yeah.
I ran off and tried to figure out the fastest way to get to the next terminal, and it was to take a bus. And I ran to the bus place and got on a bus that was trying to close the door. If I'd waited for the next bus, I probably would have made it. I jumped on it, and the door was closing behind me.
Wow.
And then ran to our terminal as you're trying to text me. And I don't even know if I answered. I just kept running. And I get there, and that lady looked at me and said, "Jones? Yeah, please tell me the plane's still here, because I'm supposed to get there at a certain time. I'm a contestant. Somebody's going to pick me up. And if I don't make this flight, I'm in doo-doo." So that's the thing about the airport, though. If you miss your flight, it's a little. It could be a little stressful and chaotic for people, because especially if you have to catch a second flight.
Oh yeah, if you have a layover.
If you somehow miss your first. So Gracie is at Coachella, the concert in California.
Oh.
It starts tomorrow night. So yesterday morning, I had to get up at 2:30 to drive her at 3 a.m. to Raleigh, North Carolina, because that was the closest flight she could find.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, 3 hours. So I said, "What time's your flight?" She said 7:30. I said, "We need to shoot for 6. So she goes, "Yeah, let's leave at 3. I said, "You got it." Of course, she being like her mother does not add any time. No. She was good about getting off at 3, but she doesn't add a buffer. And we should have added a buffer, especially when we get to the North Carolina border and the rest areas there, and I have to stop. But we get there at 6:15, and I'm still not stressing. But when we pull up, you pull up to your tickets terminal. There's 4 Southwest terminals. And as soon as we pull up and stop, we already got it planned out. I'm popping the trunk. She's grabbing one case. I'm grabbing the other. We're hugging, kiss on the cheek, and she's through the door. As soon as I put the car in park, inside where the registers and terminals are, the lights go out.
What?
The lights go out.
Are you kidding
As in,
me?
like, we're closed for the day. And I'm like, "Are you kidding?" And I said, "Gracie, check that sliding door. Gracie, can you get in the door?" She goes, "No." I said, "Get in the car." Put the suitcases back in. We went up to the door between luggage pickup and terminals. That was open because it's more of a public door. And I said, "All right, give me a hug. Go in." I said, "Check in." And what they had done was, because it was 6:15, 6:20, most of the people had checked in, and they'd sent them up to the terminal, and they were kind of shutting down the lights, as in, we don't have another flight for an hour or two. So we're not going to be down here helping people until we have to be. If anybody comes in late, there's one person there to help them. And
that is ridiculous.
I know, but technically we came in a little bit late. Whatever.
I know, but whoever heard of that's weird.
So I pull away, and I told Gracie, I'm staying in this area for 20 minutes. You got a problem, you call me, I'm coming back. But I'm still following the airport exit, airport exit. It's a huge airport exit. And I finally get to the point where I'm free, and it says, you want this highway or you want this highway? And my first thought is, I have no idea. I don't know if I'm north or south or east or west. So I pull into the split, and I just kind of stop, which I shouldn't have done. It's kind of dangerous.
Are you serious?
I pulled into straight lines, which is right or left. And I Google mapped it. And as soon as I Google mapped it, Gracie texted me, said, bags are checked. I'm heading to the terminal. So there was somebody there waiting for her.
Yeah.
They just shut the lights off as in we're not fully staffed. But see, that's not the worst of it. The worst one was the next year. No, the 2 years after you and I went, and I sat down, and it was all I could do not to turn around and look at you, because I knew if I looked at you, you'd be laughing. And I think you were laughing anyway.
Oh, yeah.
But 2 years later, because the next year we drove, Terry, Davis, and Gracie and I drove, and Gracie worked it and I worked it. The next year I flew, and I was supposed to get there on Tuesday. And my flight, or maybe it was Monday night, I got to LaGuardia, and my flight, which was at 10:30, got canceled because the crew was not going to be back in time to rest before the flight due to weather.
Yeah.
So I ended up sleeping with about 50 other people in a food court without my sleep apnea, without any medication, because I put everything in my bag. Yeah. I had my phone in my wallet. I like to go light on the plane because I like to get off. I don't like to put anything in the overhead. I learned my lesson on that. So I slept off and on with my sleep apnea. I felt horrible. The next morning it was like even worse, but got there late. And as soon as by the time I got there the next day, it was like 2 or 3 o'clock. I ended up catching a ride with Ryan Kaiser, who won the year after I played, and with Adam, who won Survivor. He was with us, and we had lunch. I was miserable because I wanted to be sociable, but I wasn't feeling up to it. And I get to the Crowley's house. I don't want to be here right now. I don't want to be here. I'm so tired. I'm so frustrated from being in the airport for 2 days. I just don't want to be here. And that's probably the close I've come to. I guess it was an anxiety attack. I've never had one, but I think that's what I was getting near. And Bob's wife, Peggy Crowley, walked in and says, David, you look so tired. She goes, we got time before dinner. She goes, why don't you go lay down and go to sleep? Take a nap or something. I said, okay. And then I went there, unpacked my apnea, put my apnea on. And they ended up waking me up for dinner because I was still sleeping.
Yeah.
And when I woke up, I sat up, took my apnea off, and just kind of sat there on the side of the sofa. And I looked up, and Richard Hatch, who won season 1,
oh yeah,
was sitting in a den-like area. And I looked over, and he looked at me and goes, we didn't wake you, did we? I'm like, no, it's fine. I'm good. I needed to wake up because, dinner's almost ready. So we were going to wake you anyway, but we wanted to let you sleep. I'm like, Richard Hatch is talking to me right now. I said, am I still awake? Am I still asleep? What's going on? But seeing him took everything out of focus into focus. And I woke up feeling so good and so much better. And it was sleep. And it turned out to be a wonderful week up in Maine. But it was so funny that I got a few hours sleep, and there was Richard Hatch, who won the first season of one of our favorite shows. And it's like, everything's back. That was cool. But still, the airport, man, it's just, I love flying, but it's like, until I get on that plane, I'm not sure I'm going anywhere.
Not with the luck you've had.
No.
So I got a recliner for my birthday.
Did you?
Well, it's a back porch recliner. It's one of those anti-gravity chairs. Oh,
it doesn't touch the ground?
Well, when you get in it, you float. Not really. But it's very comfortable. I thought I sent you a picture of it, but I told all my kids, because I've been wanting a recliner ever since mine got put out on the street, and I'm not getting one anytime soon. So I told my boys, hey, your mom got me a recliner, and they were all excited. Then I sent them a picture of that chair in the living room with me on it, reclined in it. And they all were like, you got us.
So it's called an anti-gravity recliner.
No, anti-gravity chair, I think. I got it at Kohl's.
Chair. Also, you picked it out for your birthday?
Yeah, well, she said, well, first we met my friend Adam and his family to eat at Zaxby's, which was funny because Connie picks me up from the house. She says we're going 2 places. The first place is your favorite food. And I went, oh, we're going to go get steak. And she goes, Dwaine, don't do that, or I will change the plans and we will go home, because it was Zaxby's, which I like Zaxby's, but it's not my favorite place.
I've never been to one. We have one here, and I've never been to it.
Yeah. Well, it was good, and we had our friends there, so that made it even better. And my other friend, Mark, was my other friend. Like I have two. I have two.
You have two in the state of Alabama.
Yeah, I got one in Virginia, two in Alabama. And he couldn't come, so the night before he took me to get wings. That was great.
That's good.
Yeah. So anyway, but I was this Friday. Well, let me ask you this. When you think of Christmas, what musical work do you always think of? Every single Christmas, it's performed. Every single Christmas, it's like everybody thinks it's the best thing since sliced bread.
Oh, I was going to say Mariah Carey's song, but that wasn't before sliced bread.
No, David, a Christmas work, not a Christmas song. An entire work.
An entire work?
Oh, come on. It's the Messiah. The Hallelujah chorus and all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
What the heck?
That's a song.
No, Hallelujah chorus is part of...
Hallelujah. That one?
Yes. That's a song in Handel's work, The Messiah.
I've never seen The Messiah.
Well,
what is it? What is
really
I'm ruining your moment. I know that, but
no, you're not. This is just funny that you've never heard of The Messiah.
I've heard of Handel's Messiah. I just couldn't tell you what it is.
That's it. Handel's Messiah.
I know what you're.
It's like
a
3-hour orchestra choir thing.
Oh, that I've never heard.
Choruses.
Right.
Well, no, you don't usually hear the 3 hours. But so this Friday, I'm going. Nathan, my oldest, is in the Nashville Orchestra Chorus or choir or whatever, and they're performing The Messiah on Friday night.
Wow.
So I'm going. Yeah.
It's going to be 3 hours?
No, they won't do 3 hours. They'll probably do 2 hours. And it starts at 8, so we're going to be getting home 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So, but my son's in it, and he's 27, 28. I don't know how old he is. And no, he turns 29 this year. So if he's singing in something, I'm going to go. He was born in 93.
Yeah, Bailey's in 94. She'll be 28 this year. When you asked about what do I think of for Christmas, and when you hadn't got yet to the directions of where I was supposed to think, one of my favorite thoughts of Christmas is interviewing Gracie and Joshua.
Yes.
For the Christmas program.
About the Christmas trees.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was great.
That's crazy. Man, they were so young.
I was going to say they're, 24 now? 24, 23, 24?
Born in 97. He turns 25 next week. Sunday. He turns 25 on Sunday.
And Gracie will be 25 in October. So they were probably how old were they then?
Oh, no. Connie, Joshua turns 25 on Sunday. Guess we ought to get him something.
Hey, when you move away, you're out of birthday present
tough
range.
For you, buddy. So, anyway. Pepper, my dog is going crazy over here. So that's what I'm doing. Saturday, I'm kind of chilling out, I think. Do you remember whenever, I don't know if we did it more than 1 year, but 1 year specifically, I remember you invited us over to your family's Easter egg hunt and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That was so much fun. We have pictures of the kids. Timothy was really young, and he was sitting on the ground and playing with eggs and stuff. That was fun.
And now he's on.
It was at the Evie's house.
Yep, and now he's on Facebook with his wife.
Oh, I know.
Times
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that was at Suzanne and John's first house. So now that we're going to their other new house, not new, but their second house for Sunday.
Can't get my dog out of the room. There she goes.
So how would you feel?
How would I feel?
If you had a daughter, which you have 3 now, daughters in love.
Oh, gosh.
If you had a daughter who was, say, 24 and had a friend in Texas who you've met and you do trust, it's a long distance best friendship. And she told you she wanted to go to California to a concert.
Yeah.
They were going to fly out Wednesday, come back Tuesday night.
Yeah.
And
wait, Fly out Wednesday, come back Tuesday. So a
Fly
week.
out, yes, for a week.
Okay, they're going to stay in California for a week.
So the concert, Coachella, is in Palm Springs. The closest lodging they could find was an hour away.
What?
In a motel. Oh yeah, it's pretty packed out.
In a motel.
In a motel.
Those poor people.
Yes. And their plan was to Uber to the concert each day.
Uber? Wow.
An hour. Yes. I mean, they were high budgeting this thing. So then this week she tells us, hey, we've had a change of accommodations. I'm like, oh goodness, is it for further out in a worse place? She said her friend was in the Facebook group for the concert. And
is this friend a guy or a girl?
Oh, it's a girl, Kelsey. I'm sorry, I'll say her name.
I thought this was going a completely different direction.
Oh, no. So Kelsey is in the Facebook group for the concert. And in that public Facebook group, people post that they have places to rent for the concert.
Oh, that's nice.
And a guy comes in and says, hey, I have a room to rent. It's $1,600 for a week. Shuttle service provided. So Kelsey jumps on it and then contacts Gracie and said, hey, we can cancel the motel. I got us a place to rent that's 5 minutes from Palm Springs Boulevard or whatever. And there's a free shuttle that'll take us back and forth. And it's $1,600. And Gracie starts telling me this. I'm like, what do you know about this place? What do you know about anything, So I'm talking to her first. She's smart to talk to me first, because if she were to bring this right to Terry, it would be shut down.
What? You can't shut it down. She's 24 years old.
Terry can shut it down. My wife. She can make you go wash your hands again. So yeah, she can shut it down. So anyway, she tells us about this. And
does she still have Life 360 on your daughter's phone at 24? Yeah. No, she does not.
You mean the Find My Friend?
Not Find My Friend. Some parents have this app called Life 360. They know how fast their kids are driving in the car. They know where they are at all times. Can you imagine if our parents had Life 360 when we were young? They could track everywhere we were, how fast we went at all times.
I probably would not have gotten in trouble. Would you have gotten in trouble if your parents had home? Anyway, would you like me to move on now? Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway,
about that time I went missing for a day and a half. No one knew where I was.
Well, Jesus was missing for 3 days, so
I wasn't missing. No, it's not the same. Sheesh. I wasn't missing. I knew where I was.
I just wasn't where they thought I was. Oh. So anyway, getting back to this quick story. She tells it to Terry, and Terry starts drilling for information, asking for stuff. And long story short, Kelsey gets the guy's information on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I start looking at it. I send him a friend request because I want to talk to this guy. Mm-hmm. Because Terry's like, you can show up and they can take your money and then say, we've already rented the place out, so good luck finding some other place. Because we only hear about that one where there's 999 good stories, but you always hear more about the one. The problem is we watch too much TV. That's the problem. Too many series on Netflix.
It's like reading reviews when the only people that review are the negatives.
Or former employees that hate the place now. You got to watch out what you're reading about. But anyway, that's why I like face-to-face reviews. But Gracie goes, you could message him. Even if you're not friends, you can still send him a message and he can reply. Yeah. So I sent him a message appealing as a dad, telling him my daughter had made arrangements to stay at your place, yada, yada. And I gave this long spiel about what I was hoping would work out for her. This guy responds, and the first thing he says is, I love this message. I am a father of 5. I've got little ones. I've got daughters. And he just go. Next thing you know, we're just talking back and forth, accepted my friend request. It's Gracie is blessed. This is the luckiest thing she's ever gotten into.
Jeffrey Dahmer was just as nice.
So when
fooled all of his neighbors.
So the wife goes to pick Gracie and Kelsey up because she said if a guy had come, it would have been weird for y'all. So I'm here to pick you up. She takes them to the place, and there's like 5 family members there greeting them. Gracie said, I felt like we were out of town family that had just come in. So
she's still alive.
She's still alive. She's out right now eating Mexican food on the Palm Springs Boulevard, whatever it is. She's sending me pictures. She said this is one of the luckiest things she's ever fallen into. So I said, all right, then you need to put your skills to work that I've been teaching you about building relationships. Because if you go back to this concert next year, you're going to call this guy first. Try to get to the same place.
She needs to use her skills of spying or anti-spying and check the room for cameras.
Where's the trust? There's no trust. But you're doing good for a guy that doesn't have any blood daughters, but does have 3 daughters in love. So that's good. That's good thoughts.
No, seriously though, it sounds like that's pretty amazing.
Ideal situation, to the point where I told her, I said, if they ever come to Virginia, they should look us up so we can thank them. At least take them out to dinner, because that is such an amazing situation. And they offer a free shuttle service. In fact, he wanted to introduce Gracie and Kelsey to all the people that could be getting them a shuttle ride, because it's like Texas, when you're done, we'll come pick you up. Texas, when you're ready, we'll take you there.
Well, they ought to for $1,600.
Well, it's also.
Can you imagine renting out a room for $1,600 for a week? Yeah,
in California.
That's like $200 a day.
On Nag's Head, we get a place for a week for about $1,200, and we're friends of the owners.
Wow.
So yeah, actually, I think it's a steal.
Huh.
But anyway, she's having a great time.
Is it 2 rooms, 1 room with the queen, or what?
It's probably.
Oh, you don't know?
1 room with the queen. I actually don't know, but I think it's 1 room with a big bed. But they have a kitchen, they have a laundry, they have everything they would need. Just like
their own or the family's?
Their own. Yeah, this is one of his rentals. He has several of these things that he rents
it's out. A rental house. It's not attached.
No, it's not attached to their house. It's a place that he rents out for guests and stuff.
Oh, so he always does this. So there were probably things written about it then.
Exactly. And that's what I got into when I got into Facebook.
All right. Well, I'm not as skeptical anymore.
I'm so glad you're worried. I'll tell Gracie.
No, I wasn't worried.
If you're still alive.
I wasn't worried. I don't really think she's in trouble. But
she
can fend for herself.
She can. But that's just an amazing story of luck, but also being blessed to fall in that situation.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. We had a friend who, I think it was 2 Thanksgivings ago, a Thanksgiving and a half. Well, it would have been the Thanksgiving, the first year of COVID, so 2020, Thanksgiving of 2020. They were going to go, they had rented this 4-bedroom house or whatever, condo, whatever, on the ocean. I mean, literally on the ocean, far down where there wasn't anybody on the ocean, right? And but some of their family members got COVID. So they were like, Dwaine and Connie, y'all want to go? We've already paid for it. And we went, yeah, because none of our kids were coming. We were going to be at Thanksgiving by ourselves. So a free week at a beach house. It was pretty awesome. It was pretty amazing. Being right on the beach, being able to walk out the door and walk straight to the beach, and no one else is there except for your neighbors, you know?
And this is why you treat people the way you want to be treated. Just a tip from D&D. Treat people the way you want to be treated, and you get invited to things like this. Obviously, they wanted to spend time with y'all. That's why they invited y'all, because y'all were on their list.
Dude, they didn't go.
Oh, I thought you said they did.
No, they gave us the place for a week by ourselves.
Still, they like you, and we're willing to give that to y'all. But
yeah. So we bought them a couple.
So they didn't like y'all enough that you wanted it. They wanted to spend a week with you. Okay.
We bought them a couple cheesecakes as a thank you.
Actually,
that was funny, David. Come on.
Cheesecakes?
Are you even paying attention to me?
I'm still jealous that y'all got to go by yourself, but.
Well, we called y'all, but y'all were busy. So I was going to ask you about something about fast food restaurants. And so I'm going to ask you about it. So when I go pick up something from fast food, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like we're having a family fast food night. So every evening.
I hope not. Not on your diet. You're not, because you're still looking all thin.
Am I? I'm not looking fat anymore still.
Well, I saw the picture today in front of your work, the video, and you look great.
Yeah. Okay.
Of course, you had to wear the bright orange shirt while everybody else wore blue, but that's just you.
Right. See that side of my neck is swollen? Can you tell? Mm-hmm.
Not as much as that picture, but yeah, I do see it.
Yeah, I hate it. Anyway, so you get home and there's something wrong, right, with your meal. Maybe they put pickles, or maybe they forgot a sandwich. Well, maybe you're getting something that's like in a box, and there's 3 of you, right? Mm-hmm. and the one on the bottom was missing the toast. If you go to like Zaxby's, they have like toast in there with their sandwiches or whatever. And then you get told, well, didn't you check it before you left? I'm like, no, I did not sit at the drive-thru window and pull every single box out and open it and check to make sure everything was right.
Why not?
Do you do that?
No, but I love how you said you were told. You weren't asked if you checked. You were told.
Yeah.
Why did you not check the food?
Yes. As though, well, that's a given. You're supposed to check. Well, maybe I'm sorry, but I don't want to be sitting at a drive-thru and the person ahead of me takes a minute to check all their food and everything. You know?
See, when you're a professional diner like I am, when you get the bag, you can hold it, mentally weigh it, and tell.
No, but then you like get home, right? So you get home and Connie will say, well, you need to go back. I'm like, Connie, it's 10 minutes away and my food's going to, no, I'm not going back. Well, then call them. So sometimes I call and get like a whatever. Now, if you order like pizza from Marco's or something and they mess it up and you call, they'll just bring you another one.
Oh, no, I will call on pizza because that is mostly delivery anyway. But if it's 5 minutes up the road, I'm not getting back in the car and going back up there.
I'm not. I mean.
And I'm not going to call them either because I don't want them to spit in the next thing that they get from that place.
I know.
So
and
I'm
not
like,
one
of this.
Yeah.
What I do here, take mine. I'll eat a banana sandwich, but you go ahead and have yours. I'm not. I might glance. I might glance at if it's not folded up. I might glance at the bag. But if you got 3 containers of food in one bag, I'm not going to go through each container of food.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So anyway.
But you remember Lethal Weapon 2, what Joe Pesci said?
No, I do not.
They get you at the drive-thru.
David, I don't get it. And you're just looking at me.
You froze. So Joe Pesci says they mess with you at the drive-thru.
Oh.
Remember what he said? And they did.
No, I don't remember the movie.
Yeah, Lethal Weapon 2. Yeah.
Golly, how long ago did that come out?
Leo Getz. That was his name. Remember, he said, whatever you need, Leo Getz. You get it? You get it? You get it?
Yeah. Did you know a little bit of trivia about the first Lethal Weapon? Do you know any trivia about the first Lethal Weapon?
Not off the top of my head, no.
It was, if I remember correctly, it was the first movie to start right with the action without, starting with all
titles.
With all the titles. It was the first movie to do that.
I don't know if it was the first movie, but it was the first one I ever saw because I remember that exact thing in the movie theater. Like, where's the titles?
Yeah.
Was it the first or the second?
I heard it was the first, and it was the first. First movie, first time ever done.
Because I remember the second movie starts with the car chase where they're chasing those guys and the cougar ran in the back of that car. I thought it was the second one. Trying to remember how the first one starts.
I don't remember, but the best openings of movies are always the James Bond movies. Those are always the best openings.
Dun, 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 dun. Have you seen the newest one?
Yeah, we talked about how it got spoiled for me.
Oh, I didn't see it.
You haven't seen the latest James Bond movie?
No.
I think it's called A Time to Die or something.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't seen it yet. I know it's out on streaming now, but it's not free yet, or it's not where I've seen it.
There's a scene in it where...
Are you about to spoil it for me?
No. The famous... There's a line, and then he draws his gun in the circle, There's actually a scene in the movie where that happens. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Cool.
So, no, that's an incredible movie. So I'm sitting watching the movie with Dwayne The Rock and the guy that plays Deadpool. What's his name?
Ryan Reynolds.
Yes, who I normally do not like his humor. But it was really good in this movie. Do you know what movie it is? Dwayne The Rock and him and some lady.
Is it Red Tape?
Yes, it was Red.
It's
Red Notice.
Red Notice.
Red Notice.
Right. Wonder Woman. Gal Gadot. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're in the movie theater. Me and my buddy Mark are watching the movie, right? And the old man at the end of the row, when the movie's over, right? The old man at the end of the row is asleep. He's there by himself. He's like me when I'm older. I'm going to be going to a movie by myself. I still do it today. So he's asleep. So as I get up to leave, I sit beside him and I touch him to wake him up. Well, he ain't waking up. So I'm like shaking him a little bit. Sir? And for a brief second, I thought, this guy's dead, which would have been terrible.
Yes.
But he wasn't dead. So he actually opened his eyes and was like very disoriented. He had no idea where he was. And then he got his, then he figured it out. Right.
Yeah.
And I said, sir, you slept. Do you know how long you've been sleeping? He goes, oh, I think I just missed the end. So I said, all right, would you like me to tell you how the movie ended? And he said, yeah. I said, what's the last thing you remember? Well, like a quarter of the way in the movie. And I'm like, oh, boy, you missed a lot. And I told him how it actually ended. And he said to me, I'm not going to tell you what he said, but he spoiled the James Bond movie for me.
Oh, so you were in a theater watching Red Notice, and that guy spoiled for you
the James Bond movie that I hadn't seen yet.
Oh, I didn't know Red Notice was out in theaters. I thought it was on Netflix or something. I'm with you.
It is on Netflix. In fact, I watched it the next weekend on Netflix. I didn't know it was, but I saw it in the theater.
Yeah.
See, you can't get a big movie theater size popcorn and drink for $25 in your house.
It's true.
So
you have to cook like 4 or 5 bags. Yeah.
Theaters aren't doing free refills anymore on the large popcorns and large drinks.
They're giving you seconds.
No, they're not.
They are at our theaters. If you get a large, you get a medium too.
Oh, well, ours isn't doing that. But then I went to our local theater. See, I live in a smaller town, went to our local theater, and they are still doing it.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm going to go. But anyway, if you go to a theater and they don't have reclining seats, do you go back?
No.
I
pay extra just to reserve the seats on my phone.
Can you even go to a theater anymore without reserving your seat? Or when you get to the theater, if you buy tickets, you have to buy a seat.
Yes, correct.
At most of them. The local theater here, it's not that way at all. But
what I meant was I pay extra to get them ahead of time. So I'm not going up to the window and buying what's left.
Yeah.
So as soon as it's available, we get our 5 Marvel tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the only time I don't buy ahead of time is my local theater. Because I go in there and there's like 5 people in there anyway.
You go by yourself?
I do sometimes, yeah.
Oh.
Saturday, we had a citywide Easter egg hunt, right? It's like 1,000 people there or something. We had 10,000 eggs. And Connie volunteered to, quote unquote, babysit 3-year-old little girl. 3-year-old little girls are very demanding. They don't just sit on the floor and play with dolls by themselves. I'm over at the table. Connie has to use the restroom or something. I'm sitting at the table and she's like, Mr. Dwaine, come play with me. I'm like, I don't want to put little shape things in a box for 15 minutes, but you can't get up. They want you there with them.
That was training for you, my friend. It's coming.
Well, if it was my grandbaby, I wouldn't mind. I don't know this little girl from nothing. So I told Connie
I don't trust you, little girl. I don't know you. You could hurt me. You could break my heart.
Okay, she's like the sweetest little girl in the world, especially since her dad listens to the show. Hi, Adam.
Angel. Adam's little angel.
She's wonderful. Anyway.
And you would love to babysit her again.
I would love to babysit her again. So before we left the Easter egg hunt, I said, Connie, I'm going to go see a movie. I want to go see that new movie, like that adventure movie with Sandra Bullock. Yeah. I want to see that. And I said, I'm going to go see the movie. And she said, no, you're not. You know, I'm like, Connie, I don't need to be home. You can have a girl's day. She loves you to death. She couldn't care squat about me, right? No, I don't get to go to a movie.
Terry wants to see that movie, and I'm fine with her seeing it without me.
Really?
Yeah.
It looks good to me because Sandra Bullock's funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
sorry, it's not that one. It's a different one. But yeah, go ahead.
So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about this. So she wants Chick-fil-A, right?
Smart.
But her mom told us that when she gets Chick-fil-A, she gets the fries and the fruit cup. She wants both, right? She won't just eat the fries, and she won't just eat the fruit cup. She's got to have both. So Connie says, well, I have strawberries at the house. So the girl agrees that is acceptable.
Because she thinks it's going to look like a fruit cup.
No, because it's fruit. But what I think is funny is the girl agrees to these terms. Yes, that is acceptable. She didn't say that, but I'm just thinking, in
a 3-year-old way. Yes.
It's like whatever you want, So then Connie is very much so to any kids, like she teaches 4-year-olds, and they're going to do what she says. And if they don't, the consequences are immediate, right? So, I mean, you don't get second chances, right? So, like if she tells you not to eat candy and you eat candy, your candy's being taken away, even if you cry. But she was a little softer with this young lady, with this young girl. But the girl she was eating her Chick-fil-A and she kept wanting to eat French fries and her cotton candy and all this stuff before all her chicken was eaten. Well, I want to tell you something, David. With Connie in charge, that girl ate all of her chicken, every single bit of it. Then she went for a nap. So anyway, but I wanted to go see a movie and I didn't get to go see a movie. This little girl's the cutest little thing you ever saw in your life. Well, not as cute as my grandbaby, but still very cute.
Grandbabies are a different level of cuteness. So
yes, they are. All right, David. That's all I got. How about you?
I'm good.
All right. See ya.
See ya.